I saw this movie last night, but I wasn't exactly sure how I felt about it, and I watched a couple other people's reviews, trying to get my own thoughts together. And overall, I liked this movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good and interesting retelling of the Snow White story, Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I liked what they added generally, but I think the big problem here, and I'm wondering if this is part of the reason that it doesn't work for at least half the people, I think, based on Rotten Tomatoes, is it feels like two different movies, in the sense that for me, part of the movie feels like a fairy tale and feels like that's what they were making, a live action fairy tale based on the original animated movie. But then the second half feels like a retelling, like they were trying to do something different. And that's the part that, if you know the history of it, really seems to be the seven outlaws or whatever, bandits that they were originally going to do before they went and did the dwarfs. And that's the thing, these two versions, they don't quite meld well together. And I think that's where this movie falls apart, because Rachel Zegler was fantastic. I mean, she looked great as Snow White. I love the costuming. She can sing, we all know that, and she just proves it again here. I didn't think the dwarves looked bad. I mean, at first, but to me, I got used to it. The animals are adorable. They're clearly not made to look like they're real. And I like Gal Gadot as the Evil Queen. I loved her costuming. I liked her personality. Yeah, maybe she doesn't have a great singing voice, but I think she worked for the fairy tale aspect of the movie. And then when you got into, a different version of a prince, I see where they were trying to go with it, but it just didn't work together. They needed to pick one avenue and follow it, because I get what they were trying to show with the end, which was anticlimactic to me, because I get they were trying to talk about, envy and helping others, and that's the real fairness and all that. I get what they were trying to say, but it just didn't meld the two worlds well together. I loved Hi-Ho. I love the look of the mines. I love how they incorporate magic into this world. My biggest complaint is I really wish they'd put the Door Silly song in here, because there's hints of it. There's the theme of it. But there's a perfect place for it, and they just don't do it. And that made me upset. But overall, this is not a bad retelling of the story.